In this tutorial, I will show you how to import your custom animations or just animations you've found and how to port these animations directly into Endorphin. Firstly, before starting, you will need the Blender program named Auto Rig Pro, and you will need to also download the Endorphin character rig, which I will be providing to download. I don't know if any other software other than AutoRig Pro can be used for this process, as this plugin gave me the most successful results compared to other tools such as Rococo, which I've tried to use but that didn't end up working. So your best bet right now will be to use AutoRig Pro. So starting off, you're going to want to first import the character's armature to Blender. If you've downloaded the files, which I've provided in the description, the character's armature is named Default Rig, FBX. Don't worry about the FBX import options, you can ignore those. Next, you want to import your source. My source by default doesn't have an animation attached to it, so I need to first import the character's armature, which you can see is Barney's armature from Half-Life 2. If your armature has a model attached to it and not just the character's bones, you need to delete the mesh and keep the bones only. This is a very important step. Make sure you scale the Endorphin armature to match the source's height. Trying to scale the source's height instead to match the Endorphin rig will cause problems for your animation and it will look all messed up. So make sure you don't do that. And always make sure you apply all transformations once you believe you've gotten the perfect one-to-one height. Alright, and next you're going to want to pose the source's skeleton to match the same bone positions as the Endorphin skeleton bones. The closer your source's skeleton bones match the same positions as the Endorphin skeleton, the better the animation result will be in Endorphin. Very quick warning, do not, and I repeat, do not move the Endorphin character's bones to match your source's bone positions. This will cause you more pain than needed, trust me.
You stay away from that! Do not do that!
Alright, and once you've finished posing your source to match the Endorphin rig, simply apply the current pose as a rest pose. Once you've done that, now all you need to do is import the animation. If your source already had an animation beforehand, just re-import the animation again and make sure the animation works with your source with the new rest pose. If this is unclear, please comment down and I can try to help you. If all works out and nothing looks funky, then great, you're almost done. Now that you've confirmed the animation works, clear all of the transforms at frame 0 to reset your source back to its rest pose. Next, go to the AutoRig Pro plugin and find the AutoRig Pro remap. This is what we will be using to convert the source animation to the Endorphin rig. Once you're there, set the source armature as the source and the target armature as the Endorphin armature. If everything works, you should then be given the option to click on the Build Bones list button, which will give you a massive list. Next, just assign the correct Endorphin skeleton bones to the right source bone. So for example, my source armature has a valve BiPD, BIP1, L, clavicle bone, which is the left clavicle bone of the source. The Endorphin armature also has a clavicle bone named left clavicle joint, so you should assign the left clavicle joint to the valve biped, BIP1L clavicle bone. Also, very important, you need to make sure you set the Endorphin root bone to the source's root bone, or else your animation will move around if your character is walking, for example. It will walk in place, not moving at all if this happens, so make sure you properly define the source armature's root bone. All right, congratulations. You've officially reached the finished line. Now all you got to do is click on retarget, don't change any settings, and press OK. If all is correct, you should see the Endorphin rig is now moving with your source animation. Once you're done previewing your animation and you're satisfied with how it looks on the Endorphin rig, pause the animation, go to pose mode, click pose, and then clear transform all to frame 0. Now all you got to do is delete your source, don't accidentally delete the Endorphin armature, and then simply export the FBX animation out of Blender. When exporting, don't change any settings, just export it as normal. And for your last and final step, use Autodesk FBX Converter to make your FBX animation compatible with Endorphin's old-ass engine. And simply enough, add your newly made FBX animation, change the destination format to FBX 2009, and set the FBX save mode as ASCII, and that's it. And finally, when you import your converted FBX to Endorphin, you should have your animation fully imported and compatible with Endorphin. While my animation doesn't look perfect since I chose a very simple animation with obvious flaws, it doesn't look nearly as good. However, this is purely because the animation I chose was bad, not because this method is trash. I've managed to get Mortal Kombat 1 animations into Endorphin with this method, and they look really good. If something was not well explained by me, I apologize. But please don't hesitate to comment down below what problems you had while following this guide, and I can try my best to help you out. Until then, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you learned something new, and if this guide helped you out, bye!